Mike Durbin has joined the mailbag here, and his email is entitled Shawn Michaels Back Surgery Fraud. On the newest Jim Cornette's Drive-Thru podcast, Corny calls Shawn Michaels' infamous bump on the casket at the 97 Royal Rumble a phantom bump and continues to accuse Michaels of faking his back injury. My question to you, Conan and Disco, is what do you think of people who make up fraudulent neck, spine, back injuries? Do you think if GoFundMe was around in 97, Shawn would have asked for donations to help pay for his allegedly fraudulent surgery?
Well, me and Conan can speak on... This is from Durban. This is a pretty dumb question.
It is a dumb question.
Because first of all, the thing with Shawn was, Shawn was big into the pills.
I am not a drug addict. I'm a former drug addict.
And the Almond Joys have nuts and Mounds don't. That's where I'm at. Right
That's a fact, folks. Whether you're driving a Lamborghini or whether you're, what does he say? Whether you're driving a Pinto or driving a Lamborghini, hot or cold, too tight to hold. Idiot Chris Martin. It's Get My Go.
Oh. I know.
Listen to Get My Go.
It gets my go that I don't know that saying from Get My Go.
Yeah, that gets my go too.
And then Get My Go episode 50 comes out this weekend. It's a 2.5-hour odyssey put together by Mike Durbin and edited. And there's going to be cameos from the wrestling world, I might add. Good stuff.
That sounds very boring.
You'll never guess the wrestlers that cameo in it.
Nobody cares. Continue.
Before I let you go, sir, I have to just ask you one simple, very investigative journalist of me question. Get My Go, our favorite parody podcast that you and I have graced the airwaves of together, approaching 50 episodes. And that's all I want to know. What can you believe 50 episodes of Get My Go is fast approaching and the impact this show has made on the podcasting community?
It is kind of unreal. Big congrats to those guys for 50 episodes.
Shark Boy is the guest on Eyes Up Here with Francine.
What type of numbers you think that did?
Did he draw?
It didn't, no number, it did prime numbers.
Could we call them Get My Go numbers?
Huh.
Well, that's very possibly.
Yeah.
Because they Get My Go.
50 episodes of Get My Go have it's drawn close to 200,000 downloads.
Don't talk about that, please.
I'm sorry, okay.
Don't talk about
that. Courtney Thorne-Smith did a movie with Carrot Top. It was called Chairman of the Board. And I remember her going on Conan. And she was talking about... Not Conan the Barbarian, on Conan.
Not Conan the Wrestler.
Not Conan
O'Brien.
the Wrestler, Conan O'Brien.
Not COG, not K-O-double-G.
Yeah, no, it's not...
Remember when Conan once said JoJo was getting too talky when JoJo started being more of a voice in the show? Thanks for reading. That is true. Joe has actually interrupted me a couple times on the show already today. Have you noticed that, Conan?
Yeah, he gets his shit in now. He's like, okay, I'm on Rich.
Well, you know why?
Show. I'm on this.
No, I always figure
I need to
fire
say
him up
something.
on the Get My Go guys. Fire him up. It's like, man, you're a player in the game.
What are you
now.
doing?
When you're talking about cash, though, bro, what are we talking about here? What are we looking at?
Maybe a grand, maybe 1,500-ish. I could probably get
transmitted infections are painful urination, pain during sexual intercourse, rash on your genitals or your anus.
Very nice. Thank you, Mike. Mike Durbin. Thank you very much. Very disturbing.
That's actually a daily occurrence for me, Vinny.
Very
I don't
disturbing.
know if somebody knew me.
And of course, to wrap up, because I know Disco wants to get the hell out of here, Get My Go episode 50 is coming up. We've had all kinds of shout-outs and drops, and people that are very excited about the 50th episode. After that, we're going on hiatus.
Mostly the 6 guys on Get My Go are very excited about this, but go ahead.
So
You're
now
going on hiatus. What would be the reason for this?
Summertime, man. Mike wants to take a break for summer. So I don't think it'll be the whole
guy. So one guy wants to leave, and the rest of you guys can't do the show without him.
Yeah, he's the producer and editor. No one else is taking the time to do that shit.
That's the only reason. It ain't because the motherfucker's like, all right, you can't find something. You can't produce the show while he's on hiatus.
It's a lot of video shit. I don't know how to do video yet. So the head of the table is Mike, and he's stepping away for a little bit. So, but if you want to leave a congratulatory message to Get My Go or say, way to go, guys, something like that.
There's mine.
All right.
Thank you. Always smoking. 245, Vince. Since you're the boss now, if you ever need me, ask your boy.
Evil with evil, motherfucker.
Oh, my God.
Listen, Vince, I'm going to hit you with it. Don't fucking act evil, bro. It gets me going, bro.
Was that Dane Cook, bro?
Oh, yeah. Let's go with the flow with WXO, baby. 5, staying alive. 4, hit the floor. 3, wee. 2, pick-a-boo. 1, let's do this, son. Let's go.
And they've done it out of hatred and complete and utter dickheadery, which is what they are, just complete and utter a-holes, man. And I don't know if I want to stay under this brand name. I don't know. I mean, it's been something I've loved to do for the last 2 years of my life, and I love doing it, but it's not who I am. It's not me. I don't want to be Jonny fucking podcasting anymore. I don't want to be that person. I want.
Hello. Wow. So how long? Because you remember, after this, he would do a few episodes with Blake or Chris, and out of habit, they would be like, "Hey, welcome to the show, Jonny Podcasting." And he would go, "Oh, come on there, man. You know, Jonny Podcasting is dead. This is just John Wangland coming at you," and blah, blah, blah. But now he's embraced it all over again. He's embraced, like, everything that's said here.
Full circle.
It's like it never happened, because now he's Jonny Podcasting. He's got Wrestling with Reality. He's on top of the fucking world.
Revisionist history.
You guys talking about Brother Martin and where the name came from, and we assumed it was insult. That was the same thing my friend said to me. He's never watched To Get My Go, but he knows all about it because I tell him about it because I work with him. And when I told him about Jonny Podcasting, he just looked at me and went, "You're fucking kidding! How you had to know that was ridiculous?" And I said, "Well, I thought he was just leaning into a joke, like everyone else jokingly called him Jonny Podcasting, and he said I'll own it." I didn't realize he came up with that name for himself. Mm-hmm. That is incredibly embarrassing.
Every name he ever had, he came up with himself. We didn't call him Jonny Podcasting. He did. He started calling himself Mr. No Days Off. He started calling himself the Scandinavian god off the Spanish god Sammy Guevara. Nicknames are supposed to be given to you. You're not supposed to come up with your own nicknames. That's how nicknames stick, is when people give them to you. This jackass just did it himself.
Just be me, John Wangland. I want to have fun doing it. I don't want to worry about any of the other things. I want to just do it for the right reasons. And I've talked with the guys that I've always done shows with both Jeffs and my dad and a couple other people that we've done stuff with. And that's the agreement, is that when we bring it back and we start doing something again, it's going to be done the right way for fun. And the other stuff is just completely irrelevant to us, because that's what we started off wanting to do. That was what our intention was. And that's what it's going to be when we come back and we start doing it again. So this isn't goodbye. This is see you later for now.
That's the episode title.
Unbelievable. Goodbye for now. Thank you.
There's going to be other things in the future that you're going to see here. I am not on social media anymore. So you cannot check me out on social media, because I decided to get away from that cesspool that is called Twitter and some of the individuals that are on it.
Until he came back with his Rise videos. Yeah. Right, Mike?
Yeah.
Just good. Okay. Good luck promoting anything.
Yeah.
And I love anyone that says Twitter is a cesspool, Twitter is toxic. Yeah. That's the whole point. You debate with each other, and then you be fucking harsh and bust balls back and forth. That's John always left Twitter because he couldn't handle getting ripped.
Or he blocks everybody.
Yeah.
He just blocks and runs. That's a typical, that's straight out of the liberal playbook. But I mean, John, like Joe said, and I said earlier, even when he brought out his Facebook page, how do you promote your Facebook page when you're not on any other form of social media? To delete his Twitter and not at least keep it open for business, because didn't he always profess that, guys, they're messing with my Twitter. That's my business page, whatever. Like, that's what I have open for all my business. You guys are disparaging me on Twitter. It's business. Well, then why did you delete your business page, John? How are you going to get new eyes and new ears to your products if you have no other way of promoting it? It's just so counterintuitive and so counterproductive. It makes no sense. And he's supposed to be this freaking genius marketer and all these degrees and all that. And it's like, when has Jonny ever shown that he could put any of his degrees or any of his knowledge to good use? He never has. It's amazing. Everything he's ever done has always been to sabotage himself. And that, to me, is fascinating mentally. The fact that John almost lives to fail. You know what I mean? Like, he always wants to play the victim. No, I'm being serious. He always wants to play the victim and deflect and never take credit for anything that he's done wrong. And it just, he as much as he wanted to be successful and get on top, He's never ever done that. He's always taken some step or some measure to sabotage himself. It's completely fascinating if you want to ever break it down.
Yeah.
I don't want to be around it. I don't want to be on it. I don't want to see it. Life is better when you don't have to be honest with you. I never liked social media anyways. I used it for a business. So you're not going to see me on social media. I'm not going to tell you to check out my website because I discontinued it. I'm not going to tell you to go check me out on Instagram because that's discontinued. And I'm not going to tell you to go check me out on Facebook because my Facebook is private. It's for my friends and it's for my family. So you just got to keep your eyes open. Maybe I will be back on Twitter if I start doing shows again. I don't know. I don't know where I'm going to go with some of those things along the way. I really just don't know right now. And I'm totally okay with not knowing what the next step is going to be right now because the future is always bright if you want it to be. We're not leaving because we're not doing well. We're at the top of our game right here on the show. We're doing better than we've ever done before. And that's why it makes it harder. A lot of people try to talk me out of doing it.
Wait a minute.
People.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, like he's Barry Sanders leaving at the top of his fucking game, right?
That's a good one. That's a good one. But I was going to say, like, who are we at this point? There's no we.
Mm-hmm.
There's no we at all. So we are on the top of our game. We this, we that. Your we split. Rob and Richie. That was the team at that time. And I think I may have said it to you, Rob. I said it to most of the guys outside of the circle before this ever started. I said, once he drops Rob, or if he drops Rob, it's all going to crumble. It's all going to crumble.
The we is a John thing. John will do that all the time. The Henry Godwin interview, Henry dropped out. He lost connection, and so John's sitting there killing time, plugging their stuff. When Henry Godwin come back, he's like, "Yeah, we're just sitting here plugging our stuff over here, man." And he was saying we, and he's like, he's looking at you. There's only one person there. What are you saying we for?
The voices in his head. That's who he's talking about.
Talk to him.
It's a great idea, to take that time out and refresh a little bit. Everybody's got a different way to look at it. But for me, I have to look at what's right for me and what's right for my family and what's right for my life. And right now, what's right for my life is to not focus on a podcast and that business side of it. And I want to focus on my family. I want to focus on my son, who I'm not going to see anymore all the time. I want to focus on being the best person I can be. I want to focus on my wife and my daughter, my friends. That's what I want to focus on. I want to focus on enjoying life and getting out there and doing the things that I enjoy. And podcasting is one of the huge things that I do enjoy, but I have other things that I enjoy way more. And this will always be here. It'll always be here. It'll be under a different feed. It'll be under a different stuff, but the feed's not going away. It's going to be transferred off somewhere. So if I end up choosing to use it again, that it's right here for me. Or who knows? Maybe I'll just start another name. Maybe I'll never do anything in wrestling again. I just don't know. I can't give you the answers right now.
You haven't done anything in wrestling. So that means you can't do any more in wrestling. And even if you wind up as heel Jonny Podcasting, the manager in Western Pennsylvania Mountain Wrestling, you still haven't done anything in wrestling, for God's sake. Come on. Yeah, I'm gonna say this, and I'll give you. You're smarter than that. You believe I said that? You're smarter than that, buddy. Come on. He should have listened to this and focused on his family and whatnot, and not come back. Because what is it even gained? Like, at least when he had Reality Check Network and a team going, like, there was potential and possibilities. And now it's like he's, like I said, starting from scratch, whatever. Like, he's so much further back than he was 2 years ago or whatever. He's just.
But even with Cheap Heat and Cheap Pops, like, he planned on putting all these shows into one feed. So he, like you said, Joe, he can take those numbers and give them to sponsors. Like, oh, look at, you know, our show is doing, 6,000 downloads or whatever, because it's the combined total of the shows. So he had a plan in that sense when he came up with that idea, but then he never did anything to follow through. Like, he never tried to grow Cheap Heat and Cheap Pops because, again, he wasn't promoting it. And then going to Facebook, it's like, there's no money in Facebook, dude. Like, there's people that do Facebook Live, like Facebook Gaming and shit like that, where people can send stars, like bits on Twitch and all that,
chats and things like that.
Yeah, but he wasn't even doing that, or stream on YouTube. Like, why Facebook? I never ever understood that.
Yeah, and look what happened. It didn't work out for him.
Yeah. Well,
if I was him, honestly, I would if he's so dead set on doing this, I would at least take the summer off. Then you can spend the time with your family and your wife and your daughter's off from school. And I don't even know what COVID did. Maybe she's been home for a year anyway. But take the summer off. Don't bother with this. Go enjoy the nice weather. Go down to Florida. Like there is other stuff that he could do that I'm sure would be much more enjoyable than talking about King of the Ring 93. You know,
or Superstars from 92, like just some random shit. It's just
my opinion. And maybe I'm spoiled at this point because I started out like that. I just wanted to try to podcast and see where it went.
Yeah, I mean, we all did.
But I mean, at this point, this is the only thing I do that's unpaid is Get My Go. And it's not even 100% unpaid anymore either. So, but I don't know. I don't understand anymore why he would do this. It wasn't a success. It's only been a detriment. It's only cost money. So, sorry, that was my little rant there. Go enjoy the summer, my friend. That's my advice.
Yeah.
We will be back sooner rather than later. This is not the end right here. It's just the beginning. And wait till you see the second coming. Because the first coming was great. The second coming is going to be even better. And it's going to be done the right way. For passion, for fun, and to do it with people I enjoy doing it with. And to not focus on the other things. It's not going to be to focus on downloads. It's not going to be to focus on money. It's going to be to focus on fun, passion, helping people, and having a good time. And it's not going to be at the expense of the most important things in life, and that's my family and my friends and my real life. And I've taken that and I put it on the back burner. And for those that I put on the back burner trying to grow this, you know, I appreciate all the support you've given us, and I appreciate the support you've given me, and that you've let me go out and chase that. This dream isn't over. It's just beginning. It's just going to be done a little bit differently. And
don't dream. It's fuck. I'm having trouble with my memory today. What the hell was I going to say?
I was going to say that, you know, I appreciate what he should have said is I appreciate my wife's money putting me through, you know, helped me through all this, whether it's Fig Life or whether it's, you know, all the clicks and stuff that he paid for. It's like, yeah, you should be thanking your wife for putting up with all your stupid shit. If you really were up till 4 o'clock in the morning, I don't know why you're still married, but my wife would trust me. My wife wouldn't play that shit. And she even gives me shit now for all the stuff that I do. And I try to find as much time as I can for my family, but I have a lot of projects going on and I still try to find time for them. But if he really was up until 4 o'clock in the morning and then getting up and going to work in a few hours, like for what, Joe? Like you said, for what?
I don't know.
$50 here or there from fucking my bookie or whatever. Like
that he should be splitting.
And then he's going to come back and he's going to do it just for fun and not get paid for it. So he's still going to be up to 4 o'clock in the morning, but now he's not going to be getting any money in. It contradicts everything. He contradicts himself all the time with everything that he says.
At this point, I think he has a fantasy now that he's going to hear the music. He's going to hear the Brad Armstrong music, and he gets to walk out of a makeshift curtain from a corner of the building that's not really a locker room. I think that's where he wants to go. Okay, if I'm not going to do this, let me try to get in the indie. Maybe I could be in the indie wrestling scene and do something with that. And I think that's what he's trying to do. But what I was going to say, which I forgot about, because I'll explain to you guys after.
Yeah, concussions. Yeah, we get it.
Nah, well, maybe. He reminds me of, you ever see, what's the movie where Jim Carrey has the split personalities? Hank's his split personality. Me, Myself, and Irene.
Yeah.
Yep. Right. So Jonny Podcasting is John Wanglin's evil split personality. And I think what happens is occasionally Jonny Podcasting takes the wheel, you know, get the fuck out of the way. I'm taking over. And because Hank and Me, Myself, and Irene smokes. But yeah, that's what I think. I think he had all these intentions to do this, but Jonny Podcasting wasn't having it. He made his comeback.
He's so prideful, right, Dean? Like he can't help himself. Like he is so full of pride and won't ever take any blame for anything, and he constantly wants to prove us wrong or one up everybody, and it's like he can't see the forest through the trees. Like he doesn't see the bigger picture. He talks about wanting to do all these great things, but then like Joe said, never does. He just turns into, it's like Bray Wyatt, you know, he's Funhouse Bray and he's the Fiend. That's John Wangland.
Joe, I think the better comparison with Me, Myself, and Irene is the cow that he has to try and kill, and he unloads all his bullets on the cow, and then he's trying to choke it. And that WWR John Wangland is the cow that Jim Carrey couldn't kill in Me, Myself, and Irene.
I'll tell the cheese I got rolled in the parking lot. They'll hush me up with some Benjamins.
Thank each and every one of you who listen, whether this is your first time, you just started listening a few weeks ago, or you've been listening since the beginning or for a really long time. I really appreciate everything that you've done to listen and check it out. Whether you love me every time or you didn't, I really appreciate you checking it out and giving me your time, giving us your time here on the show. And I really appreciate the people that I worked with along the way. Sonny, Blake, Jeff, Chris, Stan, Paul, Rob, Richie, Jeff Miller, Jeff Maxon. I don't want to miss anybody here. I just met the guys from the Butthole. Great guys too over there.
Who did he miss there?
He missed you?
He missed me there.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch. Well,
he really didn't like you.
He didn't mention me, so I mean, I kind of.
Well, you helped pave the way, right?
I did help along the way, you know.
Yeah, he was really pissed off at you, Dean. Like thinking you were the mole and all that, and feeding info to Joe. Like you were on his shit list for quite a while.
And at this point, Dean hadn't even come on with us. Like, there wasn't that many shows, but you know, like there was no public revelation that Dean was, you know, on the team or whatever. I don't know.
Right.
I'd been disappeared for months. I hadn't spoken to any of them.
That's right. Yeah.
Months.
Yeah, you went dark for a while. Yeah.
I remember, Mike, when you DM'd me just after I left, and you DM'd me and said, "Who's Sonny Salem?" And I went, "I don't fucking know." and I just messaged you back and said, "I'm not with Reality Check anymore." But she'd been on for months. I had no idea she existed. But yeah, we were on the network at the same time.
Team JF.
Jeff, Chris, Stan, Paul, Rob, Richie, Jeff Miller, Jeff Maxon. I don't want to miss anybody here. I just met the guys from the Butthole. Great guys too over there. So, I mean, I could just go.
The Butthole show. What happened to them?
So I actually messaged one of the hosts of the show, and I won't say who I talked to, but I asked him if they ever want to come on and get my go, and he's like, no. He's like, and he gave me like a novel in a DM about everything that they did with John, and that's whatever. That's between them. But he had a similar story to what we all went through. Let's just say that.
Yeah, it was kind of like he just saw through it and went, nah, never mind. Yeah,
exactly. So he didn't want any drama. You know, he didn't want to come on the show and do that. But it's just funny how everybody, without even talking to each other, had the same exact experience or the same exact story about doing business with him. That's John's MO.
Eli was the same when I started talking to Eli. I was just like, wow, this story sounds exactly the same as me and Rob and
Eli,
and
Corey,
Richie
everybody do.
What'd you say, Rob? That's John's what?
His MO.
His HOMO.
On the list, there's so many people that I really appreciate. And I could just say thank you to and to each and every one of you listening out there for making this a success and for making Wrestling with Reality a pretty nice podcast and with a great following, and really just made it well above the expectations that I ever had for it. And I can't thank you all enough for that. It really means the world to me. And for those that out there who were the negative trolls and the ones that were saying awful things and doing awful things, I want to give you a wise piece of advice to each and every one of you is get a life, man. Get out there and start living your life and stop focusing on being hateful and just having hatred in your heart and just being an awful human being to others. Stop focus on being a bully and picking on people and trying to find weaknesses or humiliate somebody or do some shitty video. Hey, I've done it too with stuff with Crash TV style things, but these people are.
What Crash TV style things did you do?
I have no idea.
What is he talking about?
The wisdom in that state. He was going to give a wise statement. The wisdom.
Yeah. And don't be a hate, Joe. Don't focus on being a hate.
I don't know. I mean, I treat people pretty well, I thought. It's just, just him.
Just another world of lowness when it comes to those things. So I guarantee they're listening, and I give you that advice because you're not worth any bit of time to give you personally anymore, and you never were in the first place. And if you do those things to me or anybody else, and you act the way that you're acting and have been acting, you really need to look in the mirror and grow up, because life is too short. And at your ages, you would think that you're better than the way that you act and what you focus on and obsess on and stalk over. And that's just my piece of advice to you. Good luck to you. Hopefully you can change your ways, and hopefully you can go move on and do better things. But remains to be seen on that.
We've done better things, right? I mean, we're in episode 50 of Get My Go.
Wait, go back like 10 seconds.
So the stalking side of it, John loves to call us stalkers. He was on the Midnight Jury, Rob, when you bitched out of that confrontation with the grapplers. And you guys had just doxed Ocho, and you guys had posted his business address on Twitter and all that stuff. And John was on there defending that, saying it's not stalking, it's all public information. Yes, John. Everything we do on this show is public information that you put out publicly. There's no stalking here. You put it out for everyone to see.
That's true.
Hopefully you can change your ways, and hopefully you can go move on and do better things. But remains to be seen on that. No ill feelings towards you, but definitely you'll never be getting a Christmas card from me for those few people, and you'll never have my support. And hopefully you guys grow up. And if you grow up, great. If you don't, the rest of your life is going to be a pretty miserable place if you act the way that you do right now. But it's a lesson for all of us. Times I've been guilty of it too. I'm sure those listeners out there, we've had moments where we haven't been at our best too. So it's a real important lesson for everybody. But this is going to be it for a bit.
Moments where you haven't been at your best. 90-minute podcast, absolutely tearing strips off people, calling them bipolar, tripolar, con men.
Marty Jannetty, Sonny, like tearing them down when they're at their absolute worst and making jokes and making fun of them. That's being the best you can be, John. At least your kid's being the best that he can be, but you're clearly not.
Who's the wrestler that they found that he did porn? Dylan. His real name's Dylan something. What was he called?
Lars Sullivan.
Yeah, Lars Sullivan got it from these guys for some reason.
And I really appreciate each and every one of you. Appreciate all the support and love you gave this show, gave our team, just everything from you guys. Nothing but love. And we will see each other again soon here on a show of some sorts. We will eventually reconnect. You will hear about us again in some way, shape, or form, whether it's on this show, Wrestling with Reality, or it's another one, or we're doing something completely different. This is not the end. Once again, this is just the beginning. So when we come back, when is the key word, not if, when we come back, it'll be better than ever, and it'll be done the right way this time. And if anybody, I did things along the way and I didn't do it the right way in your mind, my apologies to those individuals if I did it the wrong way, or to you if you feel that way, or maybe I overlooked certain things and I got too obsessed and focused on success too much. I've given all those apologies out to my friends and people that I care about, and I've said that to them personally, but hey, I say it publicly too. And anybody, if you feel that way, who's done stuff with us, and hey, my apologies then. We all get sidetracked by stuff that's the most unimportant thing in life, and that's unimportant stuff.
You mean like how he just got sidetracked in his outro? Did you dude, this is supposed to be
4 minutes to wrap up a show.
That's like people that have listened to this show know that his outros are fucking tremendous because they always take forever.
But until the next time, we will be back. We will see you soon. I thank you for everything always. Wrestling with Reality couldn't have been anything without all of you out there listening. And you've made my dreams come true in so many ways. And we're going to do this again together real soon in some way, shape, or form. So,
yo, I kind of feel bad for the guy. I mean, you should have some bigger dreams.
Really? I mean, like that's the goal you want to attain. That's all you want to get out of life, is just be a successful,
an unsuccessful podcast, and personally the target of a lot of vehement hatred.
Who's the music in the background?
I don't know, but I'm trying to jam out to it. Joe keeps fucking interrupting it.
It sounds like Matt Coon stuff.
Yeah, I swear I've heard it on another podcast.
Not bad, actually.
But I've listened to so much of fucking John's shit, I don't know if I've just heard it in his show before, but it sounds very familiar.
It's a DX, like Unplugged or something type remix. Probably just some dude put it up. It could be Coon. That would be funny if he used a Matt Coon.
It does it does sound like something Coon would put underneath a commercial on a Bruce or on a Conrad show.
But it is DX if you listen.
You never know when we're going to be back. You never do know.
I love when he says that. You never do know.
He never knew either, I guess, right? He just played it, just flying by the seat of his pants.
But until that time, be good to yourselves. Most importantly, though, as I always say, be good to one another.
Right.
Be the best you can be. Let's make this world a better place together, not a place where we tear each other down all the time.
God.
I'll see you soon. Thanks for everything, always. Nothing but love for all of you out there listening, and all of you have been listening.
All of us.
Talk to you soon. Be good. Be safe. Keep your eye out. Before you know it, we may be back.
I was gonna say, we should have paused it and just continued with cliches. Yeah, keep your eye on it. Keep your eye.
Hughesy did that. Hughesy did a really good job the one time.
Yeah. Every dog has its day.
Gotta go. Bye for now.
Every cloud has a silver lining.
Yeah, I was about to do
Be good. Be well. Be good to each other. But don't just do that. Be good. And be good to each other. And if you want to be well, just be well. But if you don't want to be well, at least be good to each other.
To each other. Stop spreading hate. It's not the size of the dog in the fight.
Nothing but love. Nothing but love for everybody. No ill feelings, but they're pieces of shit. But we love everybody.
How should we? This is a little break. So how should we wrap this up? What's the plan? What's the idea? What are we?
Well,
what are we thinking?
I got to take a piss break, and then we'll come back. We'll do like the first minute of his new venture, and then we'll leave it open ended from there. All right, let's take a little piss break.
Exactly.
All right, so that's the goodbye episode. He came back shortly after. So we're gonna fast forward a year now. The day we're recording this, it's May 22nd. John seems to have found a new person to leech onto. Team JD, Joe Davis, David Johansson. What's his name? What's the other name? David Joseph.
David Joseph. Yes.
So yeah,
flip them right around.
I don't know how these guys found each other. Who found who? But
who knows?
Yeah, we are gonna watch the first minute or two of one of their amazing new videos on the Wrestling with Reality YouTube channel. This is Team JD, Joe Davis, and Tony Toxic. I guess he's one of the big names in whatever indie they're in. Tony Toxic.
Western Mountain, Pennsylvania, Extreme Wrestling Federation. I love when they have like 6 letters,
Those headphones, man.
Dude, what is that shirt? So I'm confused. So now we're back to a YouTube channel. So we went from audio to Facebook to YouTube. Is this one of the other mediums he was talking about?
Must be the third medium.
Holy shit. Nice sunglasses.
All right, what is happening, everybody? Welcome to Wrestling with Reality. This is our first show on...
Right away. Go ahead.
All right, Mike, I want you to go to every... Oh, no, they're all gone. You go to every show they do on Facebook Live. The show kicks off with, all right, we're live. Whether it's John or Brother Martin, all right will always be the first word they say.
Yeah.
See, he said himself in this goodbye episode that he didn't want to waste time and this and that. And I mean, is this not a total waste of time?
Yeah, this is total.
Am I wrong here?
On our YouTube channel that we just put up here. So we are excited to have you.
No, John, you didn't just put it up here. As I showed in another clip, it's from 2018.
I love that.
We're doing a fun episode today. We're going to be doing our independent spotlight, where we're going to be looking at some of the best independent professional wrestlers.
Like Dean pointed out in our group chat, how does he know it's going to be fun already before they even started? It's going to be a fun episode.
Yeah.
What if it's not? What if you say something to get these two indie schmucks fucking pissed off at you? But yeah, it's just kind of foreshadowing from John, or fortune telling.
It's always going to be fun, but I'll give him credit for this. The reason that this could, it's not going to work, but the reason this could work for him is because most indie guys are so appreciative if you even notice them and give them an opportunity, right? Especially if they're not working in big places, if they're working in small places. Of course I'll talk. When do you want to talk? Because they love the ability to promote themselves and their brands and whatever. So he could never run out of guests if he decides to do this. There's so many independent wrestlers in the country.
And that's his little banner there. What is that? Pinned to the curtains?
Yeah.
Pinned to the curtains, yes.
Why don't get some curtains made up with your logo on and just leave the curtains behind you?
Promoters, things that are out there. And we had a great first episode with the head of Team JD, Mr. Joe Davis. And now we got the champ on with us tonight. But I'm going to give my first introductions to the man behind Team JD, the man that's making waves on the independent wrestling scene, the man that is pissing WWE off somehow already. and that is Mr. Joe Davis. How are you doing, Mr. Davis?
Hey, I'm great, John. I am awesome, and
he's shouting into the laptop like John used to do. No microphone, no headphones, just shouting into the laptop or the tablet, whatever he has.
And super excited. Yeah, we pissed WWE off, I guess, but oh well, I guess that's just gonna be what it is. Yes, today it happens. But yes, today I want to feature, thanks to you allowing us to do this. First off, one of I like to call my prize pupil, if I could. He is somebody that I took under my wing and taught him a little bit about the business. He's been in the business for a while, but I kind of taught him some of my toolage.
Was this Tony Toxic at Brother Martin's house? I can see the terrible towel in the background.
Third guy, yeah. No, if JD here is like,
he upgraded.
His character is like a power broker in indie wrestling and a big shot or whatever. He really needed to do better than the banner thumbtacked onto the curtains.
Well, he's got a good voice. I mean, he seems like a good speaker, right?
I know you said that before, Dean, but that it just hit me. Like this is like if we're doing all this in character and having fun, that was a quick decision that wasn't a very good one.
He's got his heel manager voice on. Yeah, Shay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sunglasses.
And I love how the champ has his belt with him. That's very important.
The champ has very poor internet connection. He must have Spectrum.
You gonna let John hold the belt?
Today, we have on here with me the Ultimate Wrestling Internet Champion, the leader of the Toxic Generation. Please, John, help me welcome Mr. Tony Toxic.
Giving you a round of applause, Mr. Toxic. Welcome to Wrestling with Reality, my good sir.
Thank you for having me.
Man, it is an honor to have you on the show. I've been watching a lot of your work, and I was telling Joe last week, you know, when I watch your work, when I watch your matches and what you're doing, you have a real striking resemblance to a young Brian Pillman. And I don't know if you heard.
Fuck.
What?
Does he?
We certainly know John prefers a young Brian Pillman.
Holy shit!
Yeah, can we get a side by side or this? I mean, he's the bottom guy in my picture right there.
Does the guy go? No, I've never heard that. That would be great.
I can see it. No, I can see it. I'm glad you put that picture up. I can absolutely see it now. He's the internet champion.
Look at those arms.
Wasn't Ryder the internet champion, I thought? Did he lose the belt? I wasn't aware of the title match.
How do you get Brian Pillman out of that?
I mean, he's got reddish hair.
See, I mean, I could just return to wrestling. Like, I mean, come on.
It's Brian Pillman's one of my top guys, one of my top favorite wrestlers, and you give me that you resemble him in certain ways in your mannerisms in the ring. So I wanted to throw that out to you.
Mannerisms.
Come on.
He says that a lot.
Yeah.
That is
manuscript or mannerisms, John, but you're combining the two to mannerisms.
Yeah, or aneurysm.
Yeah, or aneurysm. Good point. Yeah.
To you right off the bat, Mr. Toxic. It's an honor to have you with us, sir. I see a bright future for you in the wrestling business. But let's get going on a question here to kick it off, because I like to know from everybody when they come on the show, what made you fall in love with professional wrestling, Tony?
That's super original.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, that's usually what I do at the beginning of my, interviews with wrestlers. But
if you want to take this out or whatever, Mike, I would suggest that we jump to the end where he becomes a member of the prestigious Team JD, and then also announces there's big things coming.
Was that on this one or
That's this one.
Okay, that's this one.
Yeah.
And every great champion like Tony Toxic is another great man that is helping him steer the ship, and that's Joe Davis out for them, Team JD. Mr. Davis, if people wanted to reach out to you again, where can they hit you up at?
Yeah, same thing. You can do Facebook. You can find me, Joe Davis. I have a fan page. I probably won't accept your friend request, but I have a fan page. That's where they can go. Also, Instagram, Joe Davis 2484. And then you can also hit me up at www.imwithdavis.com or email me. Hell, email me, joe@imwithdavis.com. I'm not hard to find.
I'll tell you, I love it. And Tony, I'm coming out to the show on June 5th to watch you get another big victory and to rep Team JD out there too. You know, I'm proudly coming out to support you guys on that show. And I definitely will be rooting on for Mr. Tony Toxic that night for sure.
Can you just clip down I'm finally coming out and just use that in some way, shape, or form?
You know, prior he said that behind every great man is another man.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. And it's going to go back to the same thing because we just listened to a whole goddamn 20-minute spiel about wasting time, and now he's going to drive 140 miles to a small independent. Like, what are you doing? Well, I've noticed that Joe Davis he posts a lot, like he supports a lot of the different organizations, but he shared something from MLW, and I will be at MLW in Philadelphia preventing Team JD from getting in the back. Get these fucking marks out of here.
And let's be honest, any show that they're booked on, they would pay Joe Feeney to appear on that show as well. Let's not kid ourselves.
And JD said that you can find him on Facebook, but he won't accept your friend request yet. He friend requested you and I, JoJo. So that was
fact. That's a fact.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. I really do.
Absolutely. Well, we'll get you back on the show here soon, Tony, after you get another big victory here. But we hope you guys had fun. I love doing this independent spotlight with guys like Joe and Tony. We got some other great guests coming on. I let everybody know if you want to hit us up here, just go check us out. Send us an email, wwrpodcast.com@gmail.com. If you're an independent wrestler, you're a promoter, you got something you want to put out there, let me know, and I will do my best to arrange it. I want to give everybody a platform to talk about whatever they want to talk about. Make sure you guys check out all of our other content up on our podcast right now, Wrestling with Reality. I mean, we got a treasure trove of just amazing interviews throughout the years that we've had from the likes of Sean Mooney, Vince Russo, just incredible. If you want to go all the way back to the beginning,
Now, this is going back to the Facebook page, and I don't think I have the video of this, but I might somewhere. Somebody asked John a question in the chat about where can I find the rest of your shows? Like, I want to hear some of the interviews that you've done before, and he goes, "Oh, you can't find it. There's no audio feed anymore. It's just Facebook now." Knowing that, I knew that he actually moved his podcast to Anchor before he went, or at the same time he's going on Facebook, just so he had it on standby on backup. But he literally told somebody in the chat, "You can't go listen to these great interviews that I've done because we're only on Facebook now." And now here we are a couple months later, and he's telling people to go check out his fantastic interviews on his audio.
Go back to Anchor.
Lance Archer, Priscilla Kelly, Vicky Guerrero. Recently, we've had Eric Watts, Mark Marrow, Duke the Dumpster Drozy, Henry Godwin. We got Team JD on there now with Joe Davis, Tony Toxic now on there. I mean, we got so many things. So go check out the podcast portion of it. And let me tell you, I'm going to give you a little cliffhanger here for everybody out there. You try to shut down Wrestling with Reality. It doesn't ever work. It's not going to happen. I'm telling you right now, you've been trying for too long. You've been hating for too long. It isn't going anywhere. So by all means, we're going to keep branching out like we just did with a new YouTube page here. We're going to spread the word to everybody out there via YouTube a little bit. But there's a bigger plan that's coming on June 1st. So you got to wait till June 1st, and then you can see really the ramped up efforts of Wrestling with Reality. Even more content than we ever gave you before, but it's going to be available in some different ways. So on June 1st, you'll find out. But until then, wonder how we're going to sit over there and continue.
Sit over there.
Sit over there.
Over there.
Oh, basically, June 2020. I need to spend more time with my wife and my family and focus on what's important. June 2021. Fuck them. Wrestling.
More content than ever.
Woo!
To kick ass and take names here on Wrestling with Reality. So thank you, Mr. Davis, Mr. Toxic, everybody out there for watching. Follow, like this new YouTube page. Please subscribe, hit that bell notification, like it on the podcast. Whatever way you're listening to this, we thank you, and we will catch you all again really soon here on Wrestling with Reality.
So he mentioned that, we always keep trying to take Wrestling with Reality down. We're all trying to take him down, but we can't. Does he not realize that what he was broadcasting on Facebook was not his content? And maybe WWE found out and said, "Hey, you can't be doing that." I mean, even though he listed it as transformative content and made sure he told people that he doesn't own the footage ahead of time.
Yeah.
You can't do that, John. It's illegal. Literally, like.
But first off, he has no, proof that anybody involved with us did something like that. Secondly, if he thinks that we did, how can he say you guys keep trying to shut me down, but you can't? But you just got shut down. Come on, buddy.
Twice.
Come on, buddy.
Yeah, that didn't make sense to me either. But that's
summer off, dude.
Yeah, it is what it is.
I want to know, like, are they trying to find another video platform, where maybe they can hide from WWE a bit? They know, surely he knows you can't use YouTube, because we've had issues with watching their shows on YouTube, so definitely not going to be able to do it on YouTube.
Vimeo, maybe, Dean? Maybe he'll do it on Vimeo?
Yeah, maybe that, yeah.
I'm not giving them any ideas, but Vimeo would strike them down quickly as well.
Yep.
The thing
Daily
is,
Motion, anybody.
If they did go on there, it's like, how would they tell all of their many listeners that they're there? There's no Twitter to tell them. There's no Facebook to tell them. They do have Instagram. John has been pretty active on Instagram lately, but
we're 10 days away as we're recording this. So June 1st, I guess we're all going to find out.
By the time everybody's watching this episode, it'll be after June 1st. So did it happen? Did it not? We don't know.
Only time will tell. You never know.
Let's make a prediction before we wrap up. Like, I mean, seriously, what more content than ever? That's it. That's your surprise. What do you? God, I'm annoyed again.
Well, he's got the merch store. So I mean, there's that, right? He promised that for 2 years. We finally got that this year.
Yeah,
dude, you better deliver, even though no one's paying attention but us.
It better be huge and monumental.
I mean, come on. Me and Joe Davis are now doing a behind the scenes live podcast in indie locker rooms. Who gives a fuck? Yeah. Right? Like, come on, man.
Well, if John is just going to do that indie spotlight thing, I mean, yeah, you can put out more content. You can do as much as you want, because there's, so many indie wrestlers that would love to be on any kind of show. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, and there's zero, he's putting zero prep into it, zero post-production. It's all live. He doesn't do anything to it. So he could do that as much as he wants.
Still not editing. I mean, whatever he puts out on his YouTube or his Facebook that he had is now straight to audio. He does nothing different, doesn't put any music into it. Yeah. It's straight up, it just rips the audio from it and posts it. I have a hunch, and I mean, I could be going out on a limb here, man. I don't think JD is going to be with Jonny Podcasting for long. I think once he gets wind of the fact that Jonny isn't successful on anything and nothing he does gets over, he's going to be like the rest of us. He's going to get clued into this guy and be like, yeah, this guy sold me a fake bill of goods. Mm-hmm. There ain't no way that this guy's going to fucking go anywhere, and I'm going to go on to the next thing. That's my prediction, is that whatever grandiose plans that John Wangland has with Team JD, it ain't going to work out, brother. It's going to be another failed venture. As soon as they figure out that you're full of shit, they're gone, dude.
All right. One more thing about the YouTube channel. Just like he did on the Fig Life channel, he turned off all commenting and all likes and dislikes. None of that's visible.
I thought it was an open door policy.
No interaction.
Only one door's open.
Yeah, I was gonna say the back door's open, but no, it's only an open door policy if you will come on their show and talk to them. It's not open door if you just want to comment on.
But we don't have any balls to do that.
But is there a them? Because I'm already questioning where Martin is and what's going on there. If he's getting the cold shoulder, or if the interview times are different, so he can't do it. But it seems to me more likely he's getting the cold shoulder.
Well, you kind of alluded to it in our group chat, Joe, that if you notice with this interview here with JD and Tony, the door was open. He was home in the office. The door was wide open, so it was obviously during the daytime. We know Martin, works at the amazing Walmart, so. Maybe it just doesn't line up. I don't know. I'm interested to see if Martin is get pushed to the wayside with the new shiny toy.
Yeah,
that is JD. So I think you're onto something there.
Well, This is episode 50. This is the end. Beautiful friend. Mike? You're the captain. So what should we expect? Is it gonna be 7 days? Is it gonna be a month? Is it gonna be 6 weeks? Is it gonna be 6 months? Is it going to be a year?
He's so unpredictable. It's so hard to tell what he's going to do.
No, I mean, what are you going to do? What are we going to do? Because we don't know. Yeah.
Oh, you're asking me?
Yeah.
Oh, I want to take a month break. I need a break. This has been too much for me. It's been.
Never fear. I do believe that somewhere in that month we might have a surprise or two for you. So.
Yeah.
Mike's going to enjoy some nice weather. He's going to ride his bike. He's going to try not to get shot in Chicago, which is, God bless him.
Yeah, my gym finally took away their mask policy, so I will go back there more often. The weather's great now. Stuff's opening up. Concerts on Friday, like 3 concerts that I want to go to. Put tickets on sale. So yeah, I'm gonna do some other stuff. So
beautiful. Hey, get out there and live life. That's what JP
that's what John would want me to do.
That's what it's all about.
I hope by the end of this break that Jonny Podcasting has cut a heel promo in a wrestling ring somewhere. Wouldn't that be phenomenal to come back to?
I'm telling you, it's that's where it's headed. He's going to go to that show and be like, "Man, can I get in? Can I get in the ring? Let me hold your belt."
And he's going to cut a promo about 3 or 4 guys that are really mean and nasty, and they're hateful people, man, and they're just they just want to talk shit, and they don't have any balls to face me here in the ring. So I'm putting out an open challenge to those 3 guys. I never named those 3 guys, but I'm putting you guys on notice. Have the balls to come here to Eastern Western Championship Pennsylvania Wrestling of Chicago.
He could do that and do the Eric Bischoff. And if Feeney and Rob and Mike and Dean don't walk down the aisle in 10 seconds, ring the bell. I'm the winner by counting.
Yeah.
And then hopefully some clever man in the truck plays the Get My Go music, and we'll see if he actually knows shit his pants.
That's fucking great. Yeah. Well, it's been a beautiful year-ish. Episode 50 is wrapping up, and I just want to thank everyone that watched and listened because, and this sounds like a wrap-up speech one of those guys would make, but honestly, if we didn't get such positive feedback in the first half dozen, actually, it might be like the first, if by episode 3, by episode 3 we didn't hear from people, I mean, we would have wrapped up within 10, I think. But since so many people enjoy it, it's continued. And so we're going to take a little bit of a summer break here. Mike needs the time. Maybe I'll leave the house and get some color. Probably not. But I also want to thank all you guys. Thank Mike especially for doing all the work.
Thank you, Mike.
All the editing. And I thank Dean and Rob and Husey and Chad, the dynamic personalities that we have come on here. I'm not forgetting anyone on purpose. I'm just having a very forgetful day. Who else was, Jeff Yapunsick was on once. Jeff
Lane, Grappler 7, Ocho. John Paz, Ben Hameen. And everybody did the Christmas special, Midnight Mike, Jay Baca, Big Josh. Big Josh been on quite a bit. Who are we forgetting?
There's got to be somebody.
John and Brother Martin. Got to thank them.
Yeah, we got to thank John and Brother Martin for giving us the inspiration that we were inspired to do this show.
I want to quickly go back to something actually, because Brother Martin has disappeared, something Rob alluded to. The last few episodes have been pretty Brother Martin based on Get My Go. Yeah. And I wonder if John is starting to go, hang on a minute. I need him to go back to me. I need my star to rise. So I wonder if he is actually upset that we've moved our attention to Brother Martin. Oh.
Yeah, because we've all decided that Mrs. Martin is the fucking star waiting to happen anyway. So
she's so good.
Just get yourself a kid's Bible. Get yourself a kid's Bible if you can't understand it.
Can I say something? No, I'm not talking about that yet.
Yeah. If it's got a cool beat, beat you can dance to. Don't matter what it's saying.
Yeah. Even if the song says do a bunch of coke, doesn't mean I'm going to do a bunch of coke. I mean, I do a little coke.
My mama loved Billy Ray Cyrus.
All right, Rob.
Coming on episode 51 will be Mrs. Martin.
Oh, I wish. God. All right, Rob, tell us where we can find you and all your great programming.
You guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram at RadRobGaming. You can check me out on Twitch, twitch.tv/RadRobGaming. I stream every Tuesday night and Saturday night at 6 p.m. Central. It is a retro gaming stream, as well as my YouTube channel, Rad Rob Gaming. I am the host of RTW Rewind, which can be found on the Hameen Media Group. We are moving over to Realm. We are partnering up with Vince Russo, who just bought the Realm Network. We have the 2-man power trip that is also with us too. All of our great acts that we're putting together. We're going to have big, huge amount of things on June 1st. That must be just an arbitrary day that we all picked, but hopefully on June 1st will be the first official rollout of the HMG and brand synergy, one feed, one name, the fun way, the happy way, the right way, whatever we're going to do with that. But yeah, we got lots of talent on that. But yeah, RTW Rewind drops every Sunday. And RTW Main Event, my show with the Ocho, that drops every Thursday on the Rad Rob Radio Network or anywhere podcasts are found. I think that's about it, guys. I look, without you guys, I'd be nothing. I just got to throw it out there. I'm a humble, loyal servant. I'm very, very humbled to be part of Get My Goat. No, seriously, I love working with you guys. I'm upset that Johnny brainwashed me at the time to thinking you guys were a bunch of fucking douchebag. Well, I know Dean's a douchebag, but to thinking that you and Husey and Durban were jack-offs that were just trying to...
Husey is a jack-off, but I'm a jack-off too, so the only one he really lied about was Mike. Mike's not a jack-off.
No. But I've had a lot of fun working with you guys, and hopefully we'll do more stuff in the future. All of you guys have been on my shows as well. I mean, I'm glad I got to know you guys. I'm glad we got to be friends and put all the stupid shit behind us. But yeah, no, this has been fun. Episode 50, I never thought it would get this far. But I do appreciate you guys having me as part of this, even though I was the reason you're all here to begin with.
Jesus Christ, here we go.
But yeah, I'm glad you brought me back.
Dean.
Well, first of all, thank everybody. Thank you so much for your love. Thank you so much for your support. It's been, guys, I love you. I love you. Prostitution. Say it.
You like to lead us in a prayer?
Yes. Well, yes, dear Lord. No, I can't do that. Yes. So yes, guys, I love you. On Twitter, I'm at that Aussie Guy.
I love you.
On Twitter, I'm at that Aussie Guy. Just imagine that Aussie Guy, put an S where the A should be, and make sure you have a safe, blessed, and joyous night.
I'm personally glad that we got to rescue Dean from the castrating the bros episodes that were out there, and it sullied his reputation. But then he came on here and proved himself to be a valuable contributor. And would you say you redeemed yourself?
I think I could certainly say I redeemed myself, yes.
Redeemed with Dean. Why can't it be redeemed with Christopher?
That, you know what? I need to do a podcast, Road to Redemption.
Shit, yeah.
That's money.
Raven Effect Mondays, Keeping It 100 with Conan Thursdays. Check out the CC Network. At the CC Network 1, their shows coming out multiple days a week. That's it.
Check out the Mike Durban Show on the Creative Control Network. It'll be alternating the Mike Durban Show and Venom Vinyl, which has been revived from the ashes.
Nice.
Yeah. So
you can tell that we're all worried about taking a break because this is turning into a Wangland / Christopher style.
I feel sad, right? I mean, this is the ending of a fucking long chapter, but I mean, this is just I don't want to see this go away. So I hope it comes back at some point because there's a huge following, man. I mean, people love it. And it's
super bad when they find out they're going to different colleges.
This is just the end. This is the end of season 1.
I just feel like this is the end. Period. Like,
no.
I'm going to lose my friends. I feel
that's the fly in the pudding is that with John, like we're like, God, you stink. Just quit podcasting. Get out. And then if he quits, we don't have his show to review anymore.
That's a good point.
Fly in the pudding.
All right, everyone. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your love.
And walk down that aisle and style and profile and realize that we will be back, baby.
Well, Chris, this is going to be it for the audio version of the podcast. If you want to get the rest of this, you got to go check us out on patreon.com/WWR podcast. And it's low as $5 a month, and it's up to 15 as the top tier. So go check it out, and you'll be able to get access to this and everything else over there on Patreon. So we'll see you on Patreon, everybody. And if you're not on it, hop on it. It's worth it. And we would love to have you on over there in the community over on Patreon. So thanks for listening on the audio. Go check out patreon.com/WWR podcast. And don't forget, check out our great Wrestling with Reality store over at wrestlingwithreality.sellmytees.com. We'll catch you over there, folks, and check us out on Patreon. All right, that is going to wrap up this episode. If you want to get the rest of this episode in full, all you got to do is head on over to patreon.com/WWR podcast. That's patreon.com/WWR podcast. You can get this show and everything else we do in full right on over on Patreon. It's as low as $5 a month, and the highest it gets up there for the tiers is only $15 a month. So if you're a retro renegade you want to check out all the great content, interviews, all the great stuff that we got going on, head on over to patreon.com/WWR podcast, and you can check out everything we got over there in full. Thanks for your support, and we'll catch you over on Patreon.